usual, and I shall start the monologue over again.
Okay.
Welcome to Chapter 3 of The End Times, Without a Prayer. The party has found themselves trapped in the city of Beckhoffen. Trapped by a ravenous horde of beastmen who have declared the city a blood ground, a hunting grounds for them, in which they will attempt to murder every living thing that is not one of them. That being the entire city and you guys. Can you all survive? We'll see if you can help the city survive. Because as for now, it seems that your fates are tied together. You are not operating alone, though. You've met two potential allies in the Skeins of Fate. A Kislevites Ice Witch named Tasha, who unfortunately is currently prisoner by being held by the other potential ally, Kurt Baneblade, an infamous and deadly witch hunter that none of you all seem to like very much for some reason. As we left off, you all were following him to the castle to try to get stock of the city's defensive situation and see if there's a way you can help it survive the coming storm. Does anybody wish to lead us off while we are on the road to the castle?
How long is it to the castle? Like, how long does it take to get there?
Just a few minutes.
Oh, so we're going to be there almost immediately?
Yes, you can. If nobody has anything to begin speaking of, I shall move you guys there pretty much first thing.
Hugo, can you hold on, or do you want to do you need it now?
He could probably hold on.
Okay.
It's just...
We're good.
Yep.
Well, now I'm curious.
Don't worry about it.
All right. You guys find yourself... I don't know if that was background noise or somebody was trying to interrupt me. Background noise it is. You all find yourselves walking up the cobbled road to the castle, which sits on a bluff above the rest of the city. What was not muted? I just heard a beep. I need to mute things.
It's probably your Discord chat or your Roll20 chat.
That was the Roll20 chat. Never mind. That does not need to be muted. Where was I? I interrupted myself and now I'm lost. Anyways, you guys are on the way up to the castle, sitting on a bluff above the rest of the city. Upon entering through the main gates of the castle, everything is a flurry of activity. Cadre and groups of guards are moving back and forth, for the most part heading down the hill towards the city itself, while well-dressed and rich-looking folk are pushing themselves up into the castle, trying to take cover within its much more secure walls than their own, in case the city does, the outer city does fall. Kurt briskly walks straight up to the gates to the doors into the keep, and is rather immediately let in after just a quick gesture and some words you don't quite hear, while the rest of you are stopped just outside the gate, and the guard looks at you all, looks at Kurt, and then looks back at you all. If everybody could surrender any weapons of war before proceeding into the keep. Essentially, if you have a weapon that would not be considered a small arm, so a sword or a dagger sitting on your hip is fine, but like Marius, he's specifically eyeing your halberd.
Oh, what about our ranged weapons, like the simple strung bows?
If they're unstrung, they may pass.
I will unstring my bow right then and there.
I'll give him my gun axe.
I just start juggling my axes. Because why not?
I do not believe that the Count has need of an entertainer's services this evening. If you could leave them sheathed.
Alright. Just want to make sure these are okay.
The guard looks pointedly at you again, Marius. Please, Sir Knight, weapons of war are not allowed within the keep.
Marius stares for like good 15 seconds.
He goes, it will stay here at the door with me. You may take it upon your exit.
You understand how important a knight's weapon is to him.
I do, Sir Knight, but it is a time of war, and the Elector Count is inside with his privy council.
That's fine. But you understand, so you are taking the responsibility, and you understand what that means.
He looks across at the other guard at the door and yes, Sir Knight.
Okay. And place it down next to him.
You sound like a disappointed father.
He takes it and almost gingerly, as though it's fragile, leans it up against the door right behind where he's standing, so he can, like, it's always, like, no more than half an arm's length away from him. Upon everybody being disarmed of your larger weapons, you are all allowed into the keep. The keep is immediately upon entering the keep. You are in the throne room, common room, war room, for lack of anything more definitive. It appears that it's absolutely filled, bustling with people at the moment. Most of the inhabitants seem to be the same people you guys saw pushing into the castle: merchants, burghers, lesser nobles, people who are entreating the Elector Count for protection. In the very center of the room, far in front of the throne, is a large table that had been hastily laid out with several well-dressed members of, they look like either the military or minor nobility, crowded around it, along with Kurt, around maps and papers and whatnot. Standing on a small raised platform on which the throne would stand is the Elector Count. Well, you don't know him personally, but you can assume that's who he is, because he's the most important important-looking person in the room, and he's standing above everybody else upon that raised platform. I did see somebody tag. You do recognize the hooded woman from the square earlier is in the room with you all.
Interesting.
What is the hooded woman doing?
She is sitting quietly at the table. You see occasionally taking polite nibbles of the array of foods that have been placed in front of everybody.
Does it look like there's an open seat next to her, or is that just...
That is an open seat.
What if I just... plop?
I like
strange looks by a couple of the other people that are seated, as you do not look nearly as rich or well-bred as them. But
a little on the wealthier side, not on the well-bred side, but I am wearing nicer clothing.
With no shoes, which they do take notice of.
What's that?
You're not wearing shoes?
No, that's not a thing I do. So like, I don't know how halflings are in this world, but do halflings wear shoes in this world, or are they more like Tolkien halflings, hobbits?
I actually genuinely don't remember off the top of my head. Nobody's played a halfling in like 15 years.
Just wanted to make sure, because like I don't know how unusual it is for other races to not wear footwear. So
The book says that they don't wear them, I think.
so maybe it's not that unusual.
Well, except you're not a halfling, and you look like a Strigony, which is a dirty people to these folk.
Oh, but I in my character creation, I specifically told you I am like weirdly like specific about always being clean and smelling good.
Oh yes,
and I have a pomander around my neck.
Your bloodline.
Yeah, okay.
Bloodline is dirty, not you.
They're
Listen.
racist.
Yeah. They're
Yes.
racist. I just want to make sure that I'm very clear. Not only did I stand on the back line
You
for
are a
every fight, I am
you are a
clean.
good smelling gypsy, but you're still a gypsy in their eyes.
That's fine. I sit quietly.
As you sit, you see the barest perceptible kind of shift of her head and nod towards you by the hooded woman.
Nice.
As
I've been
Luminita
accepted.
is giving herself a seat at the feast table, is anybody else wishing to take an immediate action?
Hugo leans over to Marius and says, "Sir Knights, do you recognize any of these nobles? Any of their heraldry or iconography?"
It's a good question. Would I?
Luminita, you can roll.
Is that like imperial knowledge or something?
If you have, what I know you have a skill that would give you some knowledge. Marius, give me a second.
Heraldry.
Yes, your
I do.
heraldry would be perfect.
I do actually have heraldry.
No, I'm not.
No, I do. I have heraldry. It's
No, yeah, that's what I said.
freaking
That would be
required.
perfect.
We'll try it.
You recognize them as nobles.
Why is target number 0?
Oh, that is a...
I mean, an 83 is probably a failure, no matter what.
regardless, but that is a good... I wish these character sheets worked a little bit more consistently.
It says basic for training, so I'm not sure I understand. Rolling divided by 0. Yeah, why is it divided? Or
Rosie,
0 divided by 2, rather, sorry.
You need to specify what you're rolling for. I mean, you see what's going around the room. Before your perception can do anything, you need to let me know exactly what kind of thing you're looking for.
Whoever just rolled, I think your rolls are on Whisper because they didn't pop up in chat.
Yeah, Marius's are on Whisper.
Oh, whoops. I think I changed that once, and it keeps resetting every time I close my character sheet.
I'm just nosy, so I wanted to see what you rolled.
I rolled an 83. It was bad. Okay, so
Marius
Marius will
has no
say to
idea.
Hugo. Marius will say to Hugo, I have been in the desert for years. I have no idea what goes on with the constantly changing politics of this bureaucracy.
Yeah. Oh,
And I-
what? Okay.
It's just Hugo nods and goes, I have been in the woods. The woods and the wilds. So I'm in a very similar situation.
All right. For a moment, Rosie, you hear the murmur of conversation, some of it frantic, some of it not. It's hard to pick out individual conversations from this far away. If you'd like to move to a specific point of the room, you can probably hear more. Nova, that you can do.
Okay. I should have had this pulled up. I apologize.
All is good. I didn't cut my Baileys with enough coffee. It's a little strong.
It's just perfect.
Not if I drink the whole thing too fast.
Well, it's going to be a really interesting session.
Yeah, get exciting quick.
Can I go ahead and sit over by Luminita?
I think there's
Open spot.
any spaces. Maybe
I mean like across from you. Yeah.
Oh.
Hair dwarves.
So what's the vibe of the room right now? Is it panicked? Is it just everything's going normally? What is...
So, where you
that
are,
atmosphere?
Luminita, most of the conversation seems to be taking place from the points of view of businessmen and burghers who are concerned about what this attack is going to do to their bottom line as their night crews cannot work in the docks while the city is under attack like this, and it's very inconsiderate of the Beastmen to attack in such a fashion. I was hoping to have another riverboat done by the morning for the river fleet, but won't be seeing that paycheck for a few more days, I think.
Is the guy next to me a dwarf?
Hey,
No, those are, for the most part, random token faces that I needed to fill out the room a little bit.
Fair enough.
Hugo, I think we've got other problems to worry about.
Wait, is there food on this table, or what is?
That's what I was going to ask. Does it look like we can get a
Yes,
plate?
you can.
Yes.
There is a veritable feast with all of these noblemen.
Nice.
In the room.
And since I've been given the go-ahead, I will take a small meal, mainly vegetarian, and a glass of wine. And I will look to the woman next to me and say, I believe you have made my acquaintance's acquaintance. Am I incorrect?
In one moment, Luminita, I just want to make sure everybody else has a chance if they to get started before heading that way. So Nova, you've started. Rosie, she started. Hugo, you've not really taken any action yet. Hugo and Marius.
Yeah. I don't know, where did Marius go? He sat
Marius
down.
goes to the end of the table and is just looking unsure of what he wants to eat.
Hugo's going to do the same, and he's actually going to just lean over to the unusual man sitting to the left of him, and he's going to try to gossip. Just hear of
Nova, I'm highlighting the one that I was talking about currently. That one.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Okay.
Hugo leans over and goes, "Do we know if the beastmen have encircled the city yet?"
He goes, well, everywhere but the north, I think, is still fighting. He gestures at the table in the middle of the room. He goes, they're talking all of the tactics over there. All I know is, we'll be fine in the morn.
Wow, that's a lot of
Beastmen,
confidence.
how much damage can they really do? A few peasants' hovels get burned down?
We saw giants.
He goes, oh, yes, I'm sure, giants. I'm sure. If I want to hear what else the peasants are talking about, I'd stick my head out the door. And back to you, Luminita. You were going to say something.
Turn to the woman next to me and at a dinner level voice, not too loud, not too quiet, and they say, I believe you've made my acquaintances. Am I correct in thinking so?
One, Luminita, roll a perception based on vision if you have excellent sight or anything like that. And then two,
is it a different skill or is it just perception?
No, it's just perception. It's just there are talents that'll give you a bonus to the perception if it has to do with vision. So I don't know if you have one of those talents or not.
I don't know either. Give me a second to read through my list.
And then the woman responds, once again, in her very soft, melodic voice with the hint of an accent that you still can't place.
Barely.
What a fail.
I have blah, 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 blah. I thought I had something. I really thought I had something. Am I going crazy? It's something else. I don't know what this actually does. Whispered this thing.
And while you're doing that, she responds to you in the described voice. No, apologies. Yes, I take it you're with the rest of the rather interesting disparate group.
Way, yes. I know. I didn't know what that ability is. Okay, not going off here. Okay, cool. You'll have to tell me what that really does later because I'm not sure.
I got you.
You didn't really put a description down on my sheet. So I tell her.
Yeah, she goes, and is there something you can do to help me, or am I helping you in this case?
I guess that's an answer I don't know the question to. Did you need assistance? Aid?
Well, I'm still looking for the, I believe he was mentioned to be in the disguise of a leper?
Yes. That man. I had a close eye on him for the entirety of my time, and I did see him sneak off right before Kurt's big bravado. I did watch him flee. Which way did I see him go? Because I rolled like a 10 on the dice.
Yes, I know, but remember, you succeeded and were like, haha, I've got you now, and turned around and he was just gone. I swear he disappeared into thin air.
So I did tell her. I did see which way, or I did see him leave as soon as we got, like, he scurried off.
Yes, that does sound like him, unfortunately. But it means I'm still stuck in the city until I can find him, or until it's safe to assume he's moved on.
His skill set that is of use to you?
It's more problematic, actually.
I'm gonna play music really quick. I don't know. It's supposed to be castle music, but maybe. No, that's not it. Okay. That's
all right, wow.
Music.
Ollie is putzing with the music. Anybody else who wants to claim next action?
Can I walk up to Kurt?
You can.
All right.
All right.
So I'm
you
gonna.
and Nova are approaching the war table. Does anybody else wish to do anything immediately?
Yeah,
or
yes, Marius kind of looks around like he's still torn on what to take and hasn't taken anything, and then decides to abandon it and go see what's going on at the tactics table.
Also approaching the war table. All right, Rosie, you still not moved from the entrance.
I like tactics table better. More alliteration.
Yeah, Rosie's just kind of sitting by the entrance.
All right.
Smart.
All right, so for the three of you approaching the war table, as you guys are walking up, there is a spirited debate between the three of the men that are not Kurt around the table, and the one on the bottom right is in the middle of gesturing at the map. He goes, "They are lost. We should give up on that regiment and instead focus upon the defense of the city. We are immune to the barbarians within these walls." And then the other man on the right side of the table goes, "I wish it were that simple, but they are ostensibly allies. We cannot leave them for the wolves, or we may not be able to request support from Ostland the next time we need it. We have to send a party out to try and save as many as we can." The guy on the bottom continues, countering again. He goes, "It would cost too many men and weaken our garrison. We'll have to accept that risk." And then before any more back and forth can occur, Kurt holds up a hand, looks over his shoulder at Telkar, and then his other shoulder at Marius. He goes, "Do you have any opinions?"
Did I forget? Did Luminita tell us that she saw the giants? Because I think she was the only one who actually saw them.
I did. Yeah, I brought it up to Kurt.
Okay. Marius, having seen this before, this is a full scale. What'd you call it, Terrence? A blood herd?
Blood ground.
Blood ground. Yes, thank you. That was a bray herd. That's what I was thinking of. This is a full scale blood ground. They will not stop until they burn the city to the ground. They brought beasts with them. They may have been giants. They may have been worse. We should either save everything we can to defend this keep, or make plans now to escape before it is too late?
With this, the guy on the left side of the table, who looks much more like a nobleman or a merchant than a military leader, guffaws. And who are you, knight, to suggest such a cowardly tactic? I do not recognize your coat of arms.
So as he's starting to say cowardly Marius immediately gets like really, really obviously affronted and offended and says, "Who am I?" And kind of just like really projects his voice through his helmet very loudly and like, tries to square up his shoulders and get as large as possible. I have seen things across this world. I have been to the deserts of Araby. I have been to the world's edge mountain. There are horrors in this world that you clearly do not comprehend. These things out here, they are servants of the dark gods. They will not stop.
And with that, I'm gonna pitch in and say, and coming from the World's Edge Mountains myself, I think that you might want to listen to them. These giants are nothing to trifle with, and these walls will not protect you.
Kurt lets out a small laugh. They are with me, counselor, and I trust their judgment. I'd have listened to what they say. The burger kind of like tries to draw himself up as well, even though he is about twice as wide as you, Marius, and about a foot shorter. He tries to draw himself up on you, and well, I can respect your word then, knight, but we cannot simply abandon the city and our citizens, and we cannot simply escape if what you say is true. What would you suggest then?
So, good sir. I don't know where that accent came from. So, good sir. You were talking about your allies that you needed to, help. If we were to go to help them, could they aid us in defending your great city?
He just kind of... He glances at the other two people around the table and gestures down at the map after receiving a nod from Kurt. I'm going to switch you guys over to an image of the map currently.
Before you go too far, Terrence, really quick, I sent a roll to you for tactics to see if I could get any...
Yes, I see that, and I will address that when it becomes pertinent in a second.
Okay, just making sure.
So, you guys see the map now up on screen. If you all aren't close enough to the table, start picking your noses or something. You'll be okay. On the table, there are hastily drawn chalk marks in red, denoting the Beastmen's advance, as well as scouting reports laid down that show giants and the Centaurs and approximate locations where they are upon the field of battle. And then there are several small figurines, each figurine denoting the coat of arms of Ostermark, where you guys, the province that Beckhoffen is in, and where you guys are currently, and a singular figurine with the province, or with the coat of arms of something else on the far side of the river. And the obvious military mastermind of the table speaks up for the burgers case, and he goes, as you can see, the all of our Ostermark professional regiments have withdrawn with it to the defensible positions within the city. However, one of our allied regiments from Ostland didn't make it across the bridge before the Beastmen cut them off, and unfortunately the river ferries have also been taken, leaving them on the north side, fighting who knows what up there. I believe that we should make an effort to rescue them, as, well, if the provinces of the Empire cannot stand together, we will fall divided and all of that baloney. And others believe that we should abandon them for the sake of protecting the lives of a few more of our peasants. But Well, you can see the situation for yourself, Knight. And as for you, Marius, with your role, you do see the situation quite well. It looks like the Centaurs, for those of you who are not aware what a Centaur is, they are basically centaurs, except beastmen. So the upper torso of a beastman, and then the lower body of a horse. They are known to be beastmen. They're creatures of chaos. So, for you, Marius, you do see, it looks like, from what you can read, parsing over the scouting reports, it looks like the giants have stopped and are wreaking havoc within the shanty town, clearly enjoying the slaughter far too much to continue on to the city currently, while the Centaurs are ranging south of the city, you can assume acting as a screening force, waiting to see if anybody tries to break away to the south, in which the Centaurs will have free reign to run them down.
Okay.
Otherwise, it looks like the walls are holding strong, and nothing really seems to be a glaring weak point at the moment, other than the regiment cut off to the north of the river.
Looking at the situation, kind of like, we may have an opportunity to save our allies. We have any idea how big this contingent of Ostland is?
I think it was 600 men, and he looks at the other military man at the table, and he gives a shrug and then a small nod. Sure.
Do we know? Perhaps I should have been clear. What kind of weapons are they armed with? Anything that will help us defend the city. Is it worth the risk to rescue them?
The second military man, who you, Marius, recognize as, rather than a soldier or general, he looks like a knight, possibly a knight of the Inner Circle or a knight master of whatever chapter house is present within the city. The knight shakes his head and goes, 600 men, no matter what weapons they're carrying, it'd take a couple thousand lives to break across the river to get them back. It wouldn't be worth the damage to both our professional corps and our militias. And then the soldier...
Oh wait, am I not understand? I thought the red was the beastmen.
The red is the beastmen. However, there is no way. The only ways to cross the river are the river ferries.
Oh, there's no
and
boats
the
or anything.
bridge.
Yeah.
All of which are taken by the beastmen currently.
Ah.
And then the general counters the knight and goes, the losses to the militia would be acceptable. There's at least 3 platoon of handgun and a platoon of great swordsmen among them. Everything else, halberdiers, spearmen, chafe. But the handgun and great swords would be irreplaceable in the defense of the city.
So, as a quick question, I overheard someone talking about having their own, ships, building ships. So, could we use, a civilian's boat to, ferry them across rather than using the river ferries or bridge?
Can we Dunkirk it?
The stunned silence is in character at the table, as the burgher, the knight, and the general all kind of look at each other, and Kurt lets out just the barest hint of a smirk. And the knight goes, well, these are the northern... We do have the northern dockyards of the River Tebek here in the city, and the docks are still in our hands, so if there are any ships that are completed but not yet under sail, they would be in the docks. And he gestures at the docks. He goes, we could potentially commandeer them, but it also would require, the volunteering of the individual who owns them. And Kurt raises his hand again at this and goes, no need. By writ of the Emperor, I deputize these individuals to steal, borrow the boat, if they so
Please.
desire, in the defense of this city. I think you'll find that whoever owns that boat will not question me about that decision.
Oh, and we're gonna need a little more than a boat because none of us have experience. So we're gonna need some ship hands just to help, ferry everyone across, so we can focus on defense rather than running the ship.
The general speaks up. He nods. That sounds like an idea. He goes, I will extend the witch hunter's recommendation to say commandeer whatever dock hands are still at the docks and have them get you across in the boat. We'll see how many Ostlanders we can get across the river before their perimeter collapses. That should satisfy our obligation to our allies without causing undue casualties.
Can I see the guy that was talking about the ships? Can we pull him over into the conversation?
You can.
Why are we getting the ship again? We're just trying to evacuate people?
No, we were trying to bring people into the city from the other side of the river. There's a platoon over there of like 600 people, I think they said.
600.
That is going to be firepower for us to combat the giants and the centaurs.
Yeah, they have great swords, which are veterans, essentially.
Obviously, I'm not in this conversation narratively, but like if we could get that force of 600, we could split 300 to each side where the centaurs are, and then we can take a different force to go fight the giants. That way, all three of the biggest threats are taken care of. Like this, her idea of taking the ships to get this force onto the mainland could help us on all three fronts at the exact same time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do we want to do anything about the bridge? Because if they have the bridge, then they're probably funneling troops into the city as we speak, right? And it seems like also if we're outnumbered, that holding the bridge would be the best defensive point since it would equalize the number advantage. So maybe if we could just take at least part of the bridge and use it as a choke point.
Blow it up.
Or blow the bridge.
Yeah.
Either one is fine, honestly. I'm more thinking of the perspective of like trying to kill as many of them as possible. Because might end up
lure them onto the bridge and then blow it too.
I like that.
Yeah.
Just as a sidebar, how loud is this conversation in the middle? I'm assuming everything else is pretty hushed and muted. Yes?
Well, I'm a loud person, so everyone
There's
can hear
conversation
me.
going on across the entire room. The only people privy to this conversation at the moment are the people at the war table. Or, sorry, tactics table.
Is the screen supposed to be black right now?
No.
You just don't have a character in the game yet. Give me a second.
Oh, okay.
The bear comes in.
The bear stays outside, but Mariana is now in.
Okay, thank you.
Well, doesn't qualify as small arms.
The bear, no. The bird does.
No one.
They're infringing on her right to arm bears.
Is the rat in here with us?
Yes.
Flying
Somewhere.
one or the slinky one?
The slinky one.
Okay.
I look down and notice that he's not in my little bag, but you just kind of shrug it off. Trinket does what Trinket wants.
Can I bring it back to this corner for a minute?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I'll just pretend like no time has passed, and Sheila said that his skills are more of an issue than they are a blessing.
Yes.
Okay. And so from that conversation, I'll ask her, and what do you mean by that exactly?
She kind of waves a hand dismissively and goes, it's a personal issue between the two of us. Easily rectified once I catch him.
If instead of catching him, you had a way out of the city from a different vantage point.
Oh, I needn't worry about that. I am sure I am safe here in these walls with the rest.
She left the square before we had our conversation with Kurt, didn't she?
Yes.
Okay, so
you
then
can also, Luminita, roll a sense motive.
Which is what exactly?
A sense motive should be a thing.
Is that a thing?
No.
No.
It is not. I thought it was a thing. Damn it.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
Roll
it is
another
in, like,
perception.
every other
I think that's why I thought it was a thing, because you said it was a thing last week, and it confused
I think
me.
it should be a thing. Okay, that's a great success.
That is a huge success. Okay, when she says that last statement, I'll be safe in here with the rest, I'm sure. You can tell by the cant of her voice that she's being purposely evasive about it. She doesn't want to continue that line of conversation.
Anything else with that roll? Like how I should navigate the conversation? Because I don't want her to stop talking, but I also need more from her than that.
No, you were able to parse that she didn't mean what she said, but that's about all you got out of that.
Okay.
So let me check. 1, 2, 3. No, that is 3 successes. So, okay. Actually, yes. 3 successes, so that is actually a rather substantial success. You also notice that she's been you realize that she's been non-committal about this entire conversation. She's actually really told you almost nothing that actually tells you anything.
I know
that. But yeah, that is about it.
I believe that you are taking the situation at hand a little too lightly.
She kind of seems to mull that over for a second. Possibly, but what can I do when there are all these? And she gestures at the war table in the middle of the room. She goes, all of these people infinitely more capable than I of defending the city. And it has been millennia since the beastmen have raised a city of this size. I am sure we are safe. Within the walls, of course.
You were not privy to what I saw. Mere was it an hour? How long do you think it's been since we
About 2
brought
hours since you guys made it in the city.
Mere hours ago, you see, it is not beastmen. It is far, far worse.
Worse than servants of the ruinous powers. Now this I do want to hear.
Say that again, I'm so sorry, you cut out.
Worse than the ruinous powers. Now this I do want to hear. And she kind of leans towards you conspiratorially.
What is ruinous powers?
The Chaos Gods.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A colloquialism for the Chaos Gods.
Cool.
The big evil. The BBEG.
I will keep my voice a little bit lower as to not like freak out the other nobles, even though it might do them some good. But I will basically recant what I saw out there. The giants, several stories high, coming from the western side of the city, and let her know that those aren't the only threats currently. That's just the ones that I saw physically myself. And I do have the supernumerate skill. So do you want to tell me how many of them I saw?
You didn't have the supernumerate skill until after you saw them.
I recall it. I recall the scene.
Photographic memory.
2 giants.
Was that it? Really?
2 giants.
Okay, and realistically, how big of a threat are 2 of them? Like, obviously they're terrifying, but like, how difficult will that be to take them down?
They are a humanoid creature that are 3 to 5 stories tall. If
disgusting.
Not stopped, they can break through a wall.
Okay, so I will speak to her and be like, there are at least two that I saw, and I will let you know that they are more than capable of taking down these walls without the rest of the Beastman army that is currently here and attacking.
She seems to pause for a second and then goes, the state troops, I'm sure, have weapons of war.
The state troops are the
Soldiers, the regular soldiers.
And I laugh maniacally. Like, do you think mere men are capable of facing such horrors? If their own wits and their fear don't give subject to them, do you think that they have the physical prowess power to take down such a force? Two, no less?
She seems to think for a moment more. Goes, well, no, you make a good point, but there are 2 layers of walls between us and the giants, the city and the keep. Even if they make it into the city, they can't make it in the keep. As I mentioned, it's had to have been millennia since a city of this size has fallen to the beastmen. We will be
look
safe.
like?
Effed it out.
What does this woman look like? Like physically?
You
Scholar,
can only see
wizard.
about from her nose down, but she is. Oh, you mean like in dress? It's a very, very fine traveling clothes. So they are obviously well made and expensive, but they are definitely meant for traveling. She came from outside the city. She is not dressed for any occasion or career or job.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's what I needed. Like, yep. I am assuming, please correct me if I am incorrect, wrong, but you seem well traveled.
I've been around.
And you mean to tell me that with your knowledge and your, I roll my hand, expertise, your brain power, that you have not noticed the havoc that chaos is wreaking on our on our world currently? Do you not think that these threats could be more empowered than they were millennia ago, the last time this keep fell? The fact that this keep fell yet a millennia ago, does that not give you pause? Give you fear? Fear?
She kind of tilts her head back for a second, and you see a little bit more of her face. This time revealing to you she's got piercing eyes that are much harder than the rest of her appearance. And then she quickly kind of lowers her head back down and pulls the cloak a little bit further forward and goes, I have contingencies, a way out if need be.
Don't like her. She's not telling me what I need.
All right. Anybody else wish to continue from here? Mariana, do you wish to enter into the keep and do something? I'm out of Bailey's and coffee. This session is now over. I quit.
Quick, that was an hour.
I know, but I'm down to water now.
Should have made 2.
It was like 16 ounces. Only 8 of that was coffee.
If she's not going to be more forthcoming with me, I will make a point of standing up like I am done with this conversation, done with her circles, to see if she's going to stop me or see if she has anything more valuable to say. And if she doesn't, I will leave the table.
She does not.
Cool. Well, fuck her. I'm going to go over to Hugo. And as I sit down, I will put down a potion onto the table, look him in the eyes and say...
take... Oh, no, I know what you're doing. Okay, yeah, no, if you're not getting into it. Okay, yeah, no, continue.
Yeah, I will put a potion down on the table and be like, I believe you've took several nasty shots this evening. You might be of use of this. And I'll, like, take my fingertips and slide it toward him. Bartender style.
You go, echo. That was Kate. Hugo reaches over and goes, thank you. And you can see the couple cuts and things on his arm as he reaches over and goes, thank you.
And this is... Sorry, go ahead.
That's fine.
Like, just mechanically, this is just a regular healing drought, just so you know, like, for use. And I don't know how they work in the game, I just know that they have them, so...
He drinks it and gains 4 wounds.
Oh, that's good, okay.
I'll pick that.
Terrence, just a mechanics question. Do you use the stock healing drought rules?
depends on what you mean by stock. Our healing droughts are being brewed by Luminita, and she does have a fan-made supplement that kind of expands alchemy rules, so...
Okay.
If
Yeah,
you mean I'm not going to let you drink 6 of them in a sitting, then no, I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, because I looked at them, I was like, this is so overpowered. Like,
Yeah,
it would
it's
be...
not a D&D potion. If you try to drink too many of them, you will die.
It's
Yeah.
like drinking a ton of alcohol with nothing in your stomach. They're useful, but like, tread with caution.
And if she screwed up brewing it, it probably just kills you. So
Or if I just don't like you, there's that chance too.
I wasn't going to say that. That was going to be an implied, but okay. All right. Anybody else wish to? This is your chance, your opportunity. Speak to each other, to an NPC, to me. Pray to your gods. Wander aimlessly.
Did anything ever come of that bridge conversation? I think it got derailed a little bit.
We didn't talk about it.
You were conversing with each other slightly, but until I'm not sure if you guys were asking for permission to blow the bridge or...
Yeah. Do we want to run...
Can we look at the map again?
Yes.
Who was holding the bridge? Us, obviously.
The
but-
militia. Yeah.
Current militia.
The
So
3rd
is this
Beckhoffen
the bridge?
Regiment is holding the south side of the bridge. The Beastmen are holding the north side.
And where is the bridge exactly? Because I don't see one on. Oh, this is it.
No, the bridge is
Right
the
here.
little
Oh, okay, that's
Brown-
right.
brown line
this is
across
the
the
bridge,
river.
right?
Yep. Actually, looking at the map again, I would say it's not worth it. They're already pushing in from the west, and they'll just push along this because the wall is this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they'll just push through these slums, and blowing this up isn't going to change much. I don't think.
No.
No,
We need to
and-
just, as fast as we can, rescue these, bring them in through here.
because these guys will be making an easy path for the giants to get in, and the castle, unfortunately, is right here.
Yeah.
And an idea I had, it's not ideal, would be they could force their way over and across. Essentially clear a space, let us take the bridge
I think the dock.
across. But the docks would be the way to go. Likely.
with the ships that we take, commandeer.
Yes.
Mhm.
We're going to Dunkirk it.
It's a
That'd
great
be
plan. As far as our other options go, I think that an extra 600 bodies would be so beneficial. Like trained bodies. These aren't peasants. These are actual.
Well, and their handgunners are very valuable. They
Yeah.
have actual rifles and stuff that will be very useful for killing big beasties.
Yeah, I think
Um,
Kate's plan is solid.
And that ship was not filled yet, correct?
Nope.
With grain and the like?
Was not. I wonder. I don't know how ranged combat works in this game, but if we were able to get the handgun gunners on a ship, sail them down the river ferry, would they have access to shoot at the army that's over here?
They'd be
From
too
the-
far.
Anything close enough to the shore, yes, but they
Oh,
are
okay.
muskets, so their range is not
Oh,
great.
okay. Just making sure.
Yeah. That's probably a double-edged sword, right? Like, they're also going to get fired back at. And they're probably more of a sitting duck.
I don't know if beastmen have ranged weapons.
Javelins,
have-
bows.
Yeah.
Bows and throwing axes, that kind of thing.
Smaller
Throw
goat
boulders,
gun.
can't they?
So I can,
The giants, they could just throw boulders.
they can, yes.
Wow. Imagine
Potentially.
just
I
one
mean,
boulder
they are a
hitting every
humanoid,
ship.
so
Yeah.
As we said, like, they're giants according to unconfirmed peasants and someone who just got to look at a silhouette. We don't actually know for sure that they are just giants.
No, I got a pretty thorough description of them.
Well,
There's
you
gonna
got
be
the
one.
size of their silhouette. They were about
Yeah.
a mile and a
Okay.
half away from you. Actually, about 3.5 miles away
So-
from you.
Is it really just 10 beastmen in a trench coat?
No, it's more like that there are other things that might look like a giant but are much, much worse. Giants are kind of stupid and slow. Like, if they're giants, that would be the best case scenario.
Side note,
You're dangerously
can I
close to metagaming there.
Well, Telkar, being a dwarf,
Wouldn't
And like-
know about giants. Shut up, Telkar.
well, no, of course not. But liking his boots very much on the ground is going to advocate for, taking the bridge back and just bringing them across on the bridge. He trusts that much more than trusting boats.
Fair.
Well,
And
you can
Kate,
still
were saying
manage-
something, though.
Is
Well, I was gonna ask Kurt if he could tell the person that owned the boats to, provide the ship hands and whatnot, so it makes him look bad and we save face. Because I don't want to be disliked by a bunch of nobles for stealing their shit.
All right.
And tell-
Kurt does take the noble that owns the ship aside and does begin discussing confiscation and compensation with him.
Cool.
Telkar, you don't have to get on the boat. I think we just need to be there to hold the docks to make sure that it's getting passage back and forth.
We might have to send a party over, but we still need someone at the docks to secure them and make sure we have safe passage back.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. Either way, it's fine.
Okay. He does not like the boat plan.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I trust the bridge more.
Yeah.
Dwarves are quite averse to water baths.
Yeah, and that might be the other thing too, right? These stumpy little arms that don't make for very good swimming implements.
So if we wanted to, after we get everyone back, we could head towards the bridge, blow it, take everyone that's holding that line back within the walls to further reinforce the city.
I really think that we need to, after we get that taken care of, we need to focus on this side because we're actively losing it too.
I've already given up everything outside the walls. I'm not gonna lie. They're dead.
Right, but it doesn't matter what's outside the walls. We need to worry about holding it. Because that is really easy for them to continue this path and surround the city. But if we can stop them at the river, it'll keep them from getting into the outer gates here and connecting with their army here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't know.
Mm.
War.
Just not sure how we will get out of this, honestly.
With resolve and hope.
Oh, there's always, one way to get out of things in the Warhammer universe, and that is through glorious death.
If worst case scenario, we are not able to hold this city and it's looking gloom, we know where the boats are. We know how to use them. We can go as soon as we secure the docks. Like, that is worst case. I don't want to do that, but if we have to, it's an option.
Are there beastmen that are like river creatures? Is that a thing?
Not that you've seen, Telkar.
What about read about?
Not that he's read about either. There are more important things to go into the Dwarven books than beastmen. Beastmen are a human problem.
Not anymore.
I don't think my character can read anyways. No.
So let's actually start acting on the plans we're making so we're not stuck in this hallway for the next hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm good with whatever. Let's go. Secure some ships. Kill some baddies.
Yes.
Okay. As you guys are kind of like looking across the room, nodding at each other, getting ready to take action, is there anybody, Mariana, Rosie, anybody who hasn't taken an action for a while that wishes to do something while this dozen or 15 or 20 minutes of conversation is taking place?
No, I'm good.
Good.
Probably puking just being in here. With all these rich people.
Fucking stuck-up rich people.
Thumb my nose at you. All right. Before, as you guys, like I said, are getting ready to, get moving, take action, another soldier bursts into the room and runs up, putting it, not standing on the table, dropping another note of paper on the table, which the general grabs, looks at. They're beginning to mount the western wall. We need to move some reinforcements there currently. Make sure it doesn't fall and give them an in. At which point, Kurt steps forward, pushing the soldier out of the way. And actually, General, if I may, it will take a little bit more time to get the river pilots together for this boat operation. So, in the interim, I suggest we send my new deputies to reinforce the wall while I finish taking care of this rigmarole.
What a dick. He's taking credit for our plan.
Mm-hmm.
But
And he's gonna escape on the boat.
But, Sir Kurt, you are such a far superior fighter. Wouldn't your skills be better utilized defending us on the West Wall? I mean, your prowess is among the lands. You are the savior, sir.
Think of the morale and hope it give the soldiers to see.
We can roll a rigmarole. I can get us ship together. But you're the hero. You need to be out there doing hero stuff.
Would boost the troops' morale.
Yes.
You do see the knight at the table kind of like try to hide a smirk behind his glass of wine. As Kurt just raises one eyebrow at you and then... You do not speak incorrectly. However, as much as I would love to be on the front lines fighting at this very moment, it is only my writ of office that is getting you guys the boats that you need to perform this rescue. If you wish me to abandon these efforts, I shall gladly join you on the wall. In the interim, or until such a time, I unfortunately have to do my duty to the Empire and procure these boats and crews for you. When you return from the wall, I'll have them ready for you.
He's a real man.
All right, Kurt.
Gestures out towards the door.
Interrupting me. Sir, you deputized us for a reason, not to be some silly soldiers on the wall. You gave us this power, now let us use it. Let's make your job easier. Let's put you where you're good at.
Yes, I deputized you to act in my stead. However, unless you wish to begin negotiating with the burghers and noblemen of which you have no knowledge, then you still need my writ of office. If you so wish, I will take my prisoner and my men and go to the wall in your stead, but then it will be on you to finish the negotiations. And he gestures towards the rather irate-looking merchant down the carpet that is still grumbling about losing his boat.
See, so I'm a little caught between using my family name, just tossing it around, and ensuring that my father would pay for things, even though I, obviously cut all ties.
They can't check that, though. They can't fact check that.
Yeah.
Unless you have, some proof.
He might pay for it. I was, daddy's little princess and all.
So it would make him look very good if he was the reason why that militia unit got across into the city for backup.
It would be a great boon in business, too.
That's what I'm saying. So, fuck Kurt. Let's do some talking.
Sir Kurt, I am of the King family. All we know is business. Business and people. This is what I do best. And you are the hero, and that is what you do best. Let us utilize our tools and unify our front. I will not fail you.
Kurt takes a moment, looks a little puzzled, a little frustrated, and then, very well, sweeps his hat off his head, turns back towards the assembled Privy Council. He goes, well, you heard my deputies. I shall go assist our soldiers in holding the western wall against this onslaught while they rush to our saving. He puts his wide-brimmed hat back on his head and spins in place, his cloak billowing out as, all Hollywood style, as though it were planned as such, and begins exiting the keep and makes a gesture at the soldier to follow him as he is leaving. When he gets to the door, Mariana and Rosie, you guys are there. You guys can hear him. He points at one of the soldiers and goes, "You go gather the rest of your squad, and my prisoner. Bring her to me. I will be outside getting our platoon ready. We will go to the western wall and show these," he makes a point of looking at you, Mariana, "foreigners, what the people of Ostermark are capable of."
I hope he gets injured.
Me too.
He sweeps out the building with a few soldiers in tow, although one of the soldiers does run off through this door, presumably to go follow his orders.
We should definitely send someone after him and spy on him, so when things get chaotic, we steal his prisoner.
Oh, that means one of us would not be able to play the game.
That's true. Can I send Ferret with her to break her out of said bonds?
Is your
You
ferret
can certainly try.
Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Trinket is gonna try.
Alright, Trinket scurries off through the door as well. Although you guys do hear some of the guardsmen from the next room. It sounds like there's a lot of them in there. You do hear one's voice raise, "Oh, is that a rat?"
He just face palms.
I'm telling you, we need to start a stream drinking game where every time there's a rat joke or innuendo, we take a shot.
I'm already empty, so I beat you there.
I'm about to.
Seeing that Kurt left, I will stand, wipe off my clothing, and start walking toward the door, noticing that the council meeting's probably over and we've got better things to do than play court.
Oh, we still gotta persuade the ship guy to give us the ships.
I'm pretty sure he is back here.
This one right here.
This guy.
Boop.
Here, we'll corner him. We're flanking.
The merchant is facing you, Nova, and he goes, "The Keene family, you say?"
Yes, I am their second heir. Daddy's little girl, if you will. I've never been told no in my life. He has great influence, and knowing that your ships are not only worthy of shipping goods, but shipping life-saving soldiers, he'll be very happy to help you sell those and profit in making more.
He goes, "Oh, but you are taking the ship in advance, so it would be safe to assume on your family's name that I will be reimbursed for any damages, at fair market value, of course.
Of course.
The ship sustains in your peasants' games."
Peasants' games?
As well, I certainly assume you're not taking... He looks around at Luminita, who's standing behind him, and then Telkar, who is also standing by you, and goes, "They're definitely not all of fine families such as ours, and I'd hate for the ship to get stank upon it."
Oh, I do understand your concern. However, these fine individuals are defending our city and defending our nobles and defending us. They have proven themselves far greater than their namesake. I promise.
And I shall give a farthing for them at my next prayer, but I don't want them ruining my ship.
which is why we would like to have your ship hands, or any ship hands that you trust, to help us handle the ship. If you can supply them. We don't need many, as long as they can direct us. We can do some of the legwork too, but we want to maintain as much as we can in the process.
He takes a small piece of paper, just a few inches square, out of from the inside of his cloak, and kind of shakes it a little bit, and presses it hard against a ring, and then that indentation of my signet ring should be enough to get you all the help you require from my dock. Do let Toddy know that I will be collecting that debt. And hands you the paper.
I sure will, sir. Could I have your full name so I can make sure that he gets a letter quickly? In case I cannot reach him fast in my travels.
He goes, "Oh, not to worry. I do plenty of business with the family Keen. I look forward to our next meeting."
Alright. I shake his hand. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And I, scurry the fuck out of there. I don't know where the exit is. Is it over here?
Yeah, this way.
Bottom of the... Alright, so, once everybody is done, yeah, go collect yourselves with Luminita and the rest. Unless if there's anything else you wish to do or say or get done in here.
I want to ask for aid from whoever's in charge of the council in ways of ammunition, potions, of the liking, but I don't think they're going to oblige too much to that.
I mean, you don't know till you try.
Which guy was the guy? The big guy? The important one?
The Elector Count is at the head, is up here.
Okay. And is it safe to assume that he heard the conversation of
yes,
Hugo?
He was at the head of the table. He is just too important to talk to peasants like you, mostly.
Maybe we should address the general?
I'll make my way up slowly to the soldier, and I will whisper in his ear and I say, "Do you think I may have a quick word with his honor? What would his titles be? The Elector Count. How would people address him?"
I'm actually not sure. How do you address a count?
I don't know. Honor?
It would either be Lord or Elector.
Okay. Do you think I could have
Your Excellency is the proper way to refer to a count or countess.
Let me grovel to him then. Do you think I may have a quick word with our Excellency there? For the aid of the war, of course.
The guard looks back at the count, and the count nods and motions you forward.
Okay, cool. I will step up and be like, "Sir, I would like to thank you first for your time. It is most honorable of you. I would like to ask, as we have been, what did Kurt do for us? What did he title us? As you see, the great hero Kurt has deputized myself and my compatriots. I would ask
I
that you
saw the rabble-rouser Baneblade pump up some more mercenaries and wannabe adventurers to take some troubles off of our plate so I don't lose fine men to perform a mission. I need not your consternations. If you could simply... He gestures, he goes... he goes... I am drawing a blank right now. He goes, Talion! He gestures towards one of his guards. Show these adventurers to the armory. Let them take whatever they need for their mission. If they're successful, if they're successful, they'll give us a great deal of help. If not, he looks back at you, Luminita, and goes, well, what's the loss of a few swords to get Kurt's spies out of my keep? And the guard steps forward and motions for you to follow.
Before I turn on my heels, I say, may I offer one last bit? We are no spies for that man, but a group of our own, and I hope that you will see to us in the future if you're in need of aid. And I will bow like deeply as I, without saying another word, just walk away.
All right. Does anybody wish to follow?
Yes.
I will like motion like that little hand thing and be like, hey guys, like over here, see us.
All right. This is the guard that you will be following.
Nice.
If anybody wishes to have access to the armory, go stand by him for a second.
You bitch.
Oh man, you tell him.
Y'all need to stop standing on top of each other.
Keep moving and people keep moving under me. Oh.
Okay.
That hurt.
You are... Luminita! You are all led into the next room. Just to give you guys a second to look at it all. It is a guard room filled with guards that are drinking, getting gear together. It looks like this is where the bodyguard of the Elector Count are hanging out, waiting to be summoned to action.
Nice.
And then are led through the next chamber. It looks like this is basically just a guard room that the windows are looking out into the courtyard that you guys approached through. And then finally, through...
Saw that.
You saw nothing.
Oh, our friend!
Through
Nice.
one final door into the armory. Against there, you are all shown there are racks upon racks of weapons and armor and supplies, and then on the south wall is a set of iron bars reaching across the whole width of the room. And inside the prison is one familiar figure. Well, two familiar figures. There is the Ice Witch, who is currently being talked to by this guard, and hiding kind of in the bars, we'll say about right here, is a long, slinky rat.
He did a good job!
He's doing his best.
So if anyone wants to smooth the guards into bringing her with us, that'd be cool. I just, I don't have a lot of stakes in her as a person.
Hmm.
Deputize us. I mean,
I would be down to try, but I don't think I will be able to schmooze the guard.
So if he deputized us, doesn't that make her our prisoner too? By like right of authority?
Association, maybe?
Yes, up until the moment you counter his own orders.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he wanted
already
her
left.
to... Didn't he say to take her out to go with him?
Yes, which is what the guard is currently getting her ready to do.
Oh, too easy.
Timing. We're here just in time to grab her.
Oh, good sir. If you don't mind, we can take her off your hands and deliver her on the way, since we're going to be running into Sir Kurt on the way out to ask for further guidance. So, if you don't mind, we can just take her.
Roll a... I actually want to look. There's got to be a good skill for this.
Charm?
Yes, charm. That's what I was thinking of. An opposed charm. Let me roll a willpower on this as well.
Go.
Okay. Come on, dice gods.
I got my number. Need yours.
Oh no.
Hey,
Right,
you
oh, I
wanna
did.
point that?
Looks at you and looks very thoughtful for a second and then goes, I do appreciate the offer, kind ma'am, but Kurt did task me with this directly, and I better not disappoint him.
Ooh, that's fair. I understand.
Hey, Kate, did you
Hmm.
see what I said? Would
Oh,
do you want to?
yeah.
I hate to redo time, but
How do I use a fate point? Do I just...
You subtract the fate point from your current fortune pool, and then tell me you're re-rolling that with fate point.
I know there's somewhere over here.
Character sheet, first page of character sheet, down in the combat section.
And this.
Oh, there they are. I was looking right over it. Down to 2. Watch this one be just as bad. Come on, dice gods.
Damn it! That's okay.
The guard walks into the cell and offers his hand out to help the witch stand up, and then he pauses for a second, looks back at you, and goes, "How do I even know you're with the Inquisitor?"
Stairs?
Well, he has given us the opportunity to help in ways we wouldn't have without him. Do I personally like him? No. I think he's
So I
pompous.
suggest you
Cool.
step back from the cage before we have to put you in here to replace the witch.
Oh, that's fair.
The whole time this is happening, I'm probably actually looking at weapons and armor in here. Currently, I only have a short bow. Would there be a bow in here that would do more damage? I know there's several different types. I just don't know them like familiarly.
Give me one moment.
Also, can Trinket, like, climb into her dress or something?
Trinket has disappeared.
Cool. Trinket does that.
There are no bows of better quality than you have currently in the
All
armory.
I have is good.
Say what?
The only quality I have currently is good.
Do you have good quality? It should be normal quality.
Oh, I don't know.
Common
Common?
quality, unless if you specifically buy up to good.
I'm not sure. I just added it onto my sheet.
Yeah, no, good is a step above what
Okay.
normal is.
Well, looking
Does
at the
anybody else
rectum,
wish to check for weapons? Most common weapon types are here. There is a variety of hand weapons of various kinds, a couple great weapons, shields for anybody who may want one,
I'll check.
bows.
Is there a longbow?
There is no longbow.
is there armor? You said that there's the possibility of armor.
There is armor. However, they are on racks that look a little bit more bespoke, so you might have to convince the guard to let you take some.
I've got charm if you need some help with that.
I mean, my charm didn't help me.
I'm trained in the skill.
I am too.
Oh, are you really? Oh no!
Yes.
Such bad rolls.
Really bad roll.
So who? I would assume this is the requisition officer for this
Yes.
space. Okay. Hugo turns to the reco officer and goes, "Sir, would you aid a man of the faith?" He gestures to his holy symbol and his the different reliquary weapons.
Because I'd help a lot of people for a lot of reasons, but I fail to see what your faith has to do with my armory at the moment.
I wish to prevent a great many deaths. For though I follow the god of death, I do not wish the end of the city.
He goes, "Oh,
And
you're
my
gonna
own.
walk around and pray for the fallen soldiers after they've fallen. I don't see what use I have of you at the moment."
And
I'll call out
No.
for you when I feel a heart attack coming on. How about that?
I have the charm skill, but I'm
The man upstairs. What was his
Wonderful.
name? The big
but,
guy.
The Excellency.
Yeah. What was him? Who was he?
The Elector Count, Wolfram Hertvig.
Really quickly, I'll say to the soldier, we have been given express permission by the Electro Count, Wilfram himself, to arm ourselves for the battle ahead. We are deputized by Kurt, whatever his last name is.
Baneblade.
Baneblade.
Just sounds like an anime name.
It kind of is.
Yeah. So
The armory officer goes, "Hi, and I haven't kicked you out of my armory. I just want to know what you're doing talking to me. There are weapons on racks everywhere. Feel free, grab one, grab two if you can carry both. Though with your spindly arms, I wouldn't recommend anything more than one."
take the biggest great axe in the room. No.
I just, out of professional courtesy, I wish to ask you before I go taking what is potentially one of his lordship's armor.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Sorry, bad timing. The armorer goes, "Oh, well, in that case, I respectfully tell you that most of the good weapons and gear are already being worn by the soldiers who are bleeding and fighting to defend us. What's left is scraps for if we need to arm the kitchen staff to buy us a little bit more time up on the wall."
And as a deputized,
If you grab something you're not allowed to have, I'll stop you, don't worry. Now, if you don't mind, I'm trying to count replacement weapons for those broken in battle. You know, the battle that is currently going on outside that you're claiming to help with, but are currently sitting here arguing in my armory, away from the battle that's happening outside.
What a
The
dick.
soldiers outside.
Well, in that
He
case,
gestures at a pile of, like, kind of rusted weapons and goes, "Please."
Is there any way?
Alright,
Where
so
was it
can we
happening again?
get some armor then? What kind of armor from the racks?
This is all happening right here. This is you guys are talking to the armorer.
Is there any way I could like just grab a random weapon?
Yeah, no, what kind of weapon do you want? A hand weapon, a great weapon, a particular style of weapon?
Like a standard run-of-the-mill hand weapon.
You have a hand weapon. It is a rather nice looking sword. Not great, but functional.
For character sheet, what would I just
Hand
sword?
weapon. You have a common quality hand weapon.
Oh, that's literally what it's called. Okay.
all right, in that
Is there any
case, I
plate
would-
armor?
There are a couple suits of plate armor up on stands behind the armorer.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
None of which are
Sorry.
sized for a dwarf.
Oh.
Alright, what about
What about a
the
small
helmet?
man?
I have a large head.
I'm sorry, two of you spoke over each other. Who said what?
I'm asking for a helmet because I have a large head. Maybe the helmet would fit better.
No plate helmets for you, Master Dwarf. So sorry. Go get your own kind to make you some.
I
Wow.
would if I had a smith and the time to do it. I could make it myself.
Oh, well then, why haven't ya?
Well,
Seems kind of
Isn't
silly
that
for a professional soldier to be walking around without arms and armor, doesn't it?
God.
Now he's just being an
Yep.
asshole.
You have a male shirt that would fit?
He goes, "Oh, a male dress for the Master Dwarf. I do
Yes.
have one of those." He grabs one off of the floor and hands it to you. It is a crap. What was it called? I just had it up. A male coat, so body and legs being covered by mail.
I already got one.
It's not great quality. It's got several rents in it, some blood stains in it. He goes, "Haven't gotten around to repairing it yet, but should suit you just fine."
You don't have anything with sleeves, do you?
He goes, "I have a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, did you forget to pack your second set of clothing?"
Yes.
He goes, "I'm giving
see-
you armor, Master Dwarf."
As you see, sir, I already have a male coat, but, my arms are a little bit lacking for armor.
Actually, I didn't know you had a male coat, but, I don't know how to walk that one back without saying rewind, which I don't really want to do. He goes, Then what need have you of me? You want me to fashion you some arms to attach to your coat? Goes, yeah, sure. Give me a month. I can fit you into my schedule. Come back in a month.
Yes. Thank you. This has been very helpful. Very helpful. 5 stars on Google reviews for you, sir.
Write
It
it
has
down in the
been
book.
most edifying conversing with you, Master Dwarf. Anybody else wish to pester me for anything while you're here?
Be able to grab 2 daggers.
Yes. 2 daggers are all too easy for you to find.
That's what I figured. Thank you.
Nova wants to find the prettiest weapon in the entire armory. So she's like scurrying around looking at everything.
I like that. Alright, anybody else looking for anything in particular?
Yes. I just
Like a finely crafted hammer, if there was one.
Okay, so Telkar, you find a hand weapon that's a hammer.
Right. I would like to try and find some leather armor, as my vestments are rather in tatters right now.
Is it a best quality hammer?
No, it is a common quality hammer.
Do I find more throwing knives?
None balanced for throwing. Knives, yes. Hugo, you do find a leather jack.
Okay. Alrighty. So that gives me, body and arms. Okay. Thank you.
And Nova, you pop out of a pile of weapons with a rather fine-looking rapier. Like, it looks like it was something that was would be worn by a nobleman's son. Like, it's very well crafted.
Lucky.
Okay. I don't even know how to spell that.
R-A-I-P... No, R-A-P-I-E-R. Rapier.
Alright, anybody else looking for any arms, equipment, ammo?
Yeah, is there arrows in here? I know there's no bows, but are there arrows?
There are arrows. You can take as
How
many
many
arrows
arrows?
as you could convince me you can carry.
What is typically a full quiver full? Like, how many would that be?
20 for a quiver.
That's it?
I could carry a quiver for you.
Okay, so I will take...
You could carry
4.
a couple quivers yourself.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. I didn't know, like, what the mechanics. So I'll take 60.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You look a little unwieldy. Like, you're not quite giving off the clean, well-presented vibes that you typically like to. I mean, quivers are... I mean, quivers are kind
We're
of...
in the middle of war. I don't really care.
I'm just letting you know.
Okay. 90. Okay.
Most people, especially coming from D&D, don't realize just how unwieldy arrows are. Even in, historical war, even like British longbowmen who do nothing but shoot the bow would only carry maybe 15, 20 arrows on them, and then there would be runners that would bring them more, because a quiver full of arrows is actually pretty fucking big.
Would there be any nicer containments in here for carrying such things?
No. A quiver, or if you're going to carry multiple quivers, what is typically done is you take multiple quivers and you stack them together and then bind them and tighten, like, leather straps around them, and it kind of compresses them into something that's, you're now just carrying one kind of log-looking thing rather than a whole bunch of loose quivers.
Yeah, I'll take the time to do that while everyone's putting on their armor, because I imagine it takes a second to don armor.
Okay, so you can wear one quiver on your hip, and you've got a couple slung across your back all tied down.
This is basically a medieval bandolier.
Got it. Okay, yeah, you can have 3 quivers like that.
Cool. Nice. Then I'm good.
Anybody else?
That's it for me.
All right. The armorer does look up from his current task to look at you, Marius, and goes, Sir Knight, you've been rather quiet. Do you need anything from my accoutrements?
Just kind of looks dismissively over his paltry selection.
Because I know. I don't have all of the fine arms have already made their way out to the front lines. I do apologize, but if you do have need of anything,
I'm gonna roll something.
I would like my halberd back.
I see. It was taken from you at the door. If the guards are up to their snuff, which they very well should be, it will be waiting for you out there. If not, come back, let me know. I shall ensure that I track down such a fine implement of war such for yourself. I do assume it has been personalized for your own use, so I shall ensure you get your own weapon back, Sir Knight.
Very good.
By chance, any pieces of blackened leather or small darts in this room?
Darts? No. Blackened leather? You do find a small stack that's got 4 little strips of leather that look like they've been burned.
I will go ahead and pocket those. Wonderful. I figured if we're in an army, that is just perfect, fantastic.
The armorer does kind of look at you sideways and then kind of leans towards you, Nova, looking like kind of one of the finest dressed people in the room. He goes, "Of course, the gypsies rifling through the trash."
I'm okay with that. This is great. A 4 is fantastic. That is actually so fucking useful for me.
She turns treasure out of that trash, good sir.
Yeah, you tell him. Hell yes. Alright, I'll try one more time. Any broken glass in here?
No.
Okay, I'm sure there'll be plenty on the streets. Just making sure.
I'm mages digging through trash for random ingredients.
It's better than paying for them.
Just punch a window on the way out, okay?
I'll be like, have you seen the price of ingredients lately?
Ridiculous. And if you're not careful, I will let you know one ingredient I need is a piece of where did it go? A hind leg of a rat. Just letting you know. Be careful. Keep that ferret safe.
Drink it will kill you.
So, I'm good. Nice.
And it's not a rat, so it wouldn't even work.
I know.
The thought that counts.
Alright, I am good to go. I've scavenged what I needed.
Alright, does anybody else need or want to look for anything in particular?
I don't think so.
No.
I do want to look for something, but I don't know what it's called.
Okay,
I don't
what
think
kind
we'll
of thing
have it.
do you want to look for?
I want to look for one of those things you use to carry around embers.
Oh!
And doubt they'll have it. I don't know what it's called.
Oh, I actually don't remember what it's called either, but I know what you're talking about, like the hardened horns that are lacquered so that they don't catch on fire.
It's not a tinderbox.
Oh, it's an ember retainer. That
You
Let me
and
make sure
fire.
that's right.
Roll a luck roll, Mariana. I've got your target number here.
Alright, so I'm just rolling a D100, right?
Yep.
I don't see a target number anywhere. That's okay.
You're not supposed to.
Yeet! Mm.
You find a powder horn, but you're not sure about putting fire in it. It might be good for one use, though.
I
Bomb.
Nice
think
bang.
That would work.
Yeah. No, but he's saying you could use it as a bomb if we needed one.
Yeah.
Well, except for the whole lighting on a fire thing, because normally when you light powder, it very, very quickly burns unless you specifically rig it so it doesn't very quickly burn. So it will be a bomb. It'll be a bomb that goes off in your hand.
She's got a bird that can drop embers.
I was actually... Can I, like...
Yes, the bird is fireproof, not explosion-proof.
Could I just, like, dump out the powder and keep the horn?
Or
Would that
You
work?
are not a gun person, so you would not know just how bad of an idea that is. But no.
Mariana is not
You have
a
seen,
gun
I was gonna say,
person.
Mariana has seen soldiers lose hands due to careless use of gunpowder. Gunpowder leaves behind a residue that honestly gets more flammable than the gunpowder itself.
I'm gonna just leave this here. This is useless for me.
It's Chekhov's bomb.
At some point in this campaign, somebody does need to throw a powder horn and watch it explode now, because that is funny.
For science.
For science.
We'll wait
We do
for
have to take out the bridge.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll take it. I may be able to...
You have a powder horn. If nothing else, Telkar can use it for his gun axe.
Mhm.
I guess I have this now.
You have a powder horn. It has the powder for 20 shots. However, you don't have the shots to go with it.
Where do I put that in my sheet? Oh, there it is.
Somewhere in your inventory.
Yeah.
Okay, are we ready to head out and get his gun axe before we leave?
And the
Yes.
halberd.
And
And the
halberd.
bear.
And the bear.
The bear.
Is there any bear armor in here?
Probably not. I feel like that's too
There's
special.
like one city in the world that you'll find bear armor just lying
It was
around.
sarcasm.
And
Yeah.
it's not here.
There's bear steel armor. Maybe not bear armor, but bear steel.
Telkar, you're
Are we
about to
good?
lose experience right now.
Is there just like a random strap of leather that we can just tie around her chest?
To give her like a 5% chance at hitting armor.
Not enough leather.
I cry.
Oh no.
It's a big bear
leaving.
and not a lot of leather.
Mishko, she'll be okay.
Start
Bet the
dressing.
bet the dwarvish armor would fit her. Pretty much the same
Alright.
shit.
Everybody is then ushered out of the keep. You guys make your way to the exits where you all can collect your weapons of war back.
I will restring my bow.
Yep, you guys can prep for war and begin heading to the docks to the north.
Nice.
It does hearten you to see, as you guys are leaving the keep, that there is some rather massive fighting going along on the western wall, and you do see fighting atop the wall itself. So, where you guys sent Kurt, he actually might find himself in some danger.
Good.
Love that. Makes
Okay.
my heart warm.
Mwahaha. Watch him out like turn into like a war hero because of this, and
He
like,
already is.
I mean even more so, you know.
True war hero.
Or we could just
Boo.
stab in the back when he turns when we get there. You know, we can cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do, Mariana, you also take a little bit, you feel a little bit of pride in taking note that you do see the occasional flash of the luminescent blue magic that you remember from your homeland. So, wherever, I forgot her name, Tasha? Tasha is she's putting up a good fight as well.
Excellent. I would expect no less.
It's probably actually good. I know it sucks that she went with him, but it's probably good to have magic on that front line. Like, probably super invaluable.
I mean, I guess.
She could have made an ice bridge. We wouldn't
No!
have needed a boat.
Oh man! You should have brought that up at the War Council.
Oops.
No will.
Now it's too late.
I
Right.
don't have my ice skates, so would have been a bit difficult. Brianna probably has them.
You guys have your directions, you have your writ of passage, you have permission from the merchant and the witch hunter. You very easily and quickly make your way through the streets towards the docks. You are stopped once at the northern gate, where, very quickly explaining your guys' purpose, you are let through and pushed on to continue on towards the docks.
Things look around us. What's the state of where we're at right now?
At the gate, a little bit of a panic. There
Yeah.
are scores of wounded soldiers laid around the road as apothecaries and barber surgeons are moving between them trying to patch up wounds. As small groups of dredged up militia are pushed out the gates towards the front line, where you hear battle off to the north. That was it? That was the only question you had about the area?
Right now. Yeah, I just wanted to know what was just immediately going on in our surroundings. I wasn't at the War Council, so I didn't actually make any of those plans. Just Tiana was there. So I don't actually know, like, the full extent of what we're doing.
Well...
Luminita.
Then maybe you should know better. I don't know. That being said, everybody feel free to talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I did not expect you guys to take the route you did, so I do not have a Docs battle map already pre-prepared. I am almost done getting one prepared, but it will take a few more minutes. So get some interpersonal roleplay going on.
Hell yeah. Interpersonal roleplay.
Or just
cheese and carrots.
Yeah, I'm just
stand there like a bunch of weirdos.
What was the finalized plan of action that you came up with the War Council?
Oh, you mean the tactics table?
Sure.
Actually, in all seriousness, Marius is totally fine with silence and kind of just stands there, chill.
Yeah,
I'll fill walking in silence.
I'll fill Luminita in on everything that we talked about in the pros and cons. Towards Nova and say, so, Nova, tell me about your dad. Who is this? What's this name that you're throwing around? I didn't realize that we were around bourgeoisie, royalty.
Little far from royalty. He's just a really successful merchant, a businessman. He makes deals. I didn't agree with his lifestyle and his choices and the way he treated me, so I left. Truthfully, I haven't had contact with my father or the rest of my family in a year. So I sort of just lied to the man in there.
Guess you have no idea whether he's going to pay or not.
He might. He's never told me no before, but that was before I ran away. So I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. So how did he mistreat you then?
Sounds a little personal.
It's a dwarf. He doesn't know what.
Yeah, the dwarf's like, tell me everything.
That's that.
I've hung out with you for 3 hours. This is where you tell me your backstory exposition, right?
Dwarf was like,
I saw the +1 relationship pop up.
The dwarf was
Actually,
like, I think you need to trauma dump, and I would like it to be me.
I'm actually quite intrigued as well. Seems it would be a charmed life, was it not?
It was, admittedly. But it is an incredibly lonely life. You don't feel love when you're gifted objects. You don't feel love when they send you off to schools and train you and push you away as soon as important company comes over. I was nothing...
Too loud. Boris might hear you.
I was nothing but a trophy for them.
Where's Rosie? I feel like Rosie should be part of this conversation.
Rosie's just listening.
Not to mention, I did not agree with their morals. They're not terrible people, but they aren't good.
What kind of business did they do?
Well, a little bit of everything. He builds, he sells food, he has money put into education, everything and anything. Because if one fails, there is always another to rely on. Hence why he deals with ships. But also deals in weapons and whatever else he may have stumbled upon too. And then my mother is an entertainer, so she is quite popular, in fact.
What kind of entertainer?
Not that kind of entertainer.
You said she was popular. I was just checking. I may have heard of her.
Would I know any of her hit singles?
She sings and dances, mostly for royalty and nobility.
Must be a good dancer. Got it.
Mariana's like, maybe I've seen a carving of her.
Right?
Probably.
I will ask Rosie then. So, Rosie, what's your beef against rich people?
Rosie does not wish to tell you her life story, dwarf.
She's just a leftover.
She's like, you did not get the +1 relationship from me.
Tell me, Hugo, why do you hate vampires?
Well, it's a little obvious.
Yeah.
Tell me, dwarf, what brings you to the human lands?
Yes.
Actually, yeah. So the warrior priest that I was following, who basically exposed me to Sigmar, he was killed by.
God, you guys all exposition dump like it's Dragon Age 1. No, Jade Empire. This is Jade Empire level of quality right here.
You told us to talk.
Yeah, you're like, hey guys, talk.
Well, the dwarf has nothing to hide.
You're interrupting my question. I want the answer.
I'm basically following an orc, like an orc biggin, big one, whatever they're called.
A biggin.
You probably wouldn't call it by the orc name. You'd call it a big orc.
Yeah. There was a big orc that killed my I don't know, what do you call him? Like a mentor or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have daddy issues too.
No, so I'm just trying to hunt him down.
We all have daddy issues here.
So you have daddy issues too.
I never knew my father.
Who wouldn't have daddy issues in this kind of a world?
Exactly.
Even the good ones are bad.
Pelcar, I'm quite sorry to hear that.
Well, that's quite all right, Luminita. Or at least I'll make it all right when he dies at the point, or at the point of my hammer. But when I bash his skull in, things will be fine.
I put a hand on your shoulder, like heartily, and say, "I'm always down to hunt orcs."
Well, that's someone after a dwarf's heart.
I don't know much about orcs, but this guy sounds like an asshole, so I'll help hunt him too if you want.
Let's just leave right now, take the boat, and go find that orc. How about it? No.
I mean,
I think it sounds like fun. Yeah.
It is an orc, so.
And as we're walking down these streets having these friendly conversations, do we make it to the dock?
You are approaching the dock.
Is there a map for the dock?
Almost.
We're very close.
Tell me, can anyone swim?
No.
Mishka swims very well.
Yeah, that depends on whether swimming is an advanced skill or not.
It is not.
Hopefully it is not.
No.
Yeah.
However, anybody wearing metal armor, if you get in the water, you will drown.
Oof.
And if you're
Telkar, especially you've got to roll.
Like...
Your swim is going to be at like a -30 right now.
Well, my target is going to be a -10 then.
Roll a 1.
Let's
yeah.
Personally, I'm not quite fond of the water, but
Hopefully, we won't have to get in it, and the boats will work just fine.
Yeah, the only way you're
side
gonna
of the river.
Remember
the only way
when-
you're gonna explain that one, Terrence, is by saying like Sigmar himself just like lifted Telkar out of the water or something, floated.
I was gonna say you were fat enough that that you kept afloat, but yeah, we can go about it a bit more dramatically if you want.
Meaning, if we roll the number that we're aiming for, like if I have a 15 swim and I roll a 15, does that meet it?
Yes.
Or like, okay, cool. I wasn't sure because it hasn't happened yet.
It was not like in rapids or something, and it's inherently more difficult.
Well, in which case I wouldn't be asking for you to meet your target. Yeah, I'd be giving you
A number.
Modifier. So if you meet your target number, it's assumed you meet your target number by the modifier, which means all is good.
And then while we're waiting for you to finish that, I have another mechanical question I've been meaning to ask. So when we take wounds in this game, obviously there's health potions and the healing skill, but it does sleep and like long-term rest also help heal over time?
Yes, you do heal naturally over time.
Could you explain that really quick?
So whenever you are not engaged, or time is in narrative mode and not, quick mode, you heal naturally at a rate of 1 wound per day, unless you are heavily wounded, in which case it is 1 wound per week.
That is
medical
harsh.
care, you can double the rate of healing. So if you guys are traveling, say you guys are traveling for a week, and you want to say Luminita, being, knowledgeable, semi-knowledgeable about medicine, say you want to spend that week, if your free time, helping to treat the wounded person, they'll gain their wounds back at double the rate.
Even though I don't have the heal skill?
No, I would make you roll off of your apothecary instead. I'd assume, you could be feeding them poultices rather than, cleaning the wound.
Man, that's harsh. That's really harsh. That's serious. So at least I prepared some potions, yeah, guys? Jesus.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is anyone else
Hugo's
extremely
not getting back
hurt?
up to full health for a few sessions.
Hugo, what are your wounds at currently?
I feel about halfway.
Like number-wise, like what out of what?
Out of 13.
Is anyone else under half?
12.
No.
I think Hugo is actually the only one to take a bunch of hits.
Okay.
Yes.
Can
I
he
need to
take
dodge.
another potion as we're walking?
I believe I'd start puking my guts out. I'd be
For
up to
two?
the
It's been like an hour, you know?
And you did eat?
Unless you know or remember one of the rules from your errata rulebook that says differently, I would assume that you could safely ingest 1 potion a day. It is.
Oh wow, that is holy moly! I didn't realize it was that serious.
It's
I think.
basically
just, like,
super
sip on
speeding your metabolism. It's basically magically or semi-naturally super speeding your metabolism. So yeah, drinking multiple of them, you'd probably run out of calories and your heart would eat itself and you just fall over dead, or you get
That's
sick,
wild.
or you crap your pants. Like it's not an easy process on the body.
Also, when we started this whole thing several hours ago, it was dark. Is it getting darker?
It is not getting darker. It is actually almost the sun is almost ready to start cresting.
Perfect. Can I cast light anyways, just to give us a little bit more illumination?
Yes.
And that could make us a target.
I'm pretty sure we're going to be a target either way.
Yeah, you're right.
Let me... Light. Who needs it most? I know the only... Wait, can dwarves see in the dark?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't matter. Who's our frontline fighters?
Oh, I
It'd
do.
be probably me.
Okay, let me cast it. I will walk up to Marius and be like, is there anything I can do to help illuminate your way? And like in the means of a weapon or piece of armor or... Oh, wait, this isn't D&D. I'm so sorry. I can just give you a light. I was thinking of like casting it on something. Submit. Okay.
Perfect. Marius, you have something that is glowing.
It's not hot, is it?
Nope.
No.
It is one item that you are holding will glow like a lantern until you are no longer holding it.
Oh, so I was right. It is an object. So, like,
Yes,
if you
whatever-
like on
an
a
object you're
weapon,
carrying.
yes.
Okay.
So, if you have a large weapon, that's probably what I would cast it on for the best illumination.
Your halberd is now glowing.
All right.
And what is Fury test?
Fury of the Gods, you do not need to worry about that because you are not a holy caster, you're an arcane caster.
Okay. Well, I'll have to ask you about that later because I don't understand any of this.
Actually, 1 second. Target number Fury test. Actually, I think Fury test is supposed to be Zinch's Fury. Never mind. Fury test to be for rolling doubles. Or no, because that would be based off of your casting test. So
Talk
yeah,
after the
Fury
game.
test has got to be Wrath of the Gods.
I don't understand this, so we can come back to
I don't.
that,
Yeah,
like,
I don't know
tomorrow.
what Fury test is because it
Okay.
doesn't. I'll figure that
We'll
out. in a
talk
moment.
tomorrow. Yeah, that's fine.
All right,
Okay.
you guys are at the docks.
Nice.
There are the docks. Sorry, the quality of the ship is a little low. I did not have the time to do one properly.
It's huge.
All good.
It is a riverboat, river vessel.
Go. Okay, okay.
All right.
What was the plan from here?
Who were
Secure the
taking-
docks, occur a crew, and then what?
Oh, this note. We're supposed to take it to what was his name? Tot? No.
Maybe this man? We could ask him.
Yeah, probably.
You have the note, though,
You
yes?
do see somebody who looks a little bit more weathered. Approaches you as you guys come approach the docks. He goes, "Hi, you all bring word of the fight? Are we allowed to skedaddle into the walls now, or is everything good? Have the beastmen been driven off? Are we winning?"
That's a lot of questions.
Yes.
Yes.
We are doing very well. However, we do need y'all's assistance.
Oh,
Your
she's
boss.
southern.
I keep jumping accents. I'm so sorry. So your boss gave me this letter. You're gonna help us get across, I guess, if you don't mind.
Hands are sick. Rosie sick.
And I kind of just show him the embossed parchment that was bestowed upon me.
He goes, "Aye. That's the boss's signet. All right. What have you need of us?"
So essentially, what we're gonna do
My crew's already
is
been working round the clock to get this damn ship finished for tomorrow's morning. I don't really know what more we can, what more you can even ask of us.
so your job is quite simple. We're gonna take it across the river. We're gonna go secure the other company or the company of our allies, and come back and have them protect the walls more efficiently. So
Oh, you just want to cross the river for a simple pickup?
essentially, that's it.
All right. That's fair enough.
Name of that company, by the way, that we're going to grab. Who are they?
Just a regiment of soldiers from Ostland.
Ostland.
But yes. How many people do you believe your ship can hold? Good sir.
And one dwarf.
Yes.
Yes. If we're just crossing the river and back, maybe 80?
Oh, man.
So we're gonna have to take a few trips.
How
There's about-
long are these-
Say that again.
How long are the excursions back and forth?
Just to cross the river and back, maybe 5 minutes each way. We can't go too quick. We don't want to hit anything in the river or plow into the opposite bank, you understand?
So it would take roughly 40 minutes to take that entire company man to cross.
Plus,
Well, you
unloading.
gotta take account in fatigue, so probably about an hour to just the crossing and then the loading. And
It shouldn't take more than an hour, though.
But we also will need the. We are slowly also dwindling their overall manpower, so we will reach a point of no return for whoever is on that side. And they're very likely dwindling as we speak.
We just take as many as we can.
Yes.
make as many
Captain.
trips as we can. And
Is there any? I hate to ask this of you. Is there any way to lighten the load so that we may hold even more men?
Yes.
Like
If you're
100.
planning on going tonight, then not really. I mean, it'd take hours to offload the ballast.
Jesus.
all right, let's just go.
Yep.
We're wasting time.
So who's going and who's staying? Because there will need to be at least. So since we have 7, 4 should go, 3 should stay, to keep this dock safe.
Well, there's also the dock on the other side as well.
Yeah.
I will go. I will give aid.
I will go as well.
Suppose I'm quite advert to water, but we do need the bodies.
If we're leaving people behind, then I'll stay. But if everyone's going, then I'll go.
Sounds like we're having a rear guard. Marius can be one of the rear guard.
So
Because
need
they're
one
probably
more
coming
person.
from the west.
We'll need one. Well, there's going to be more issues on the other side because they're in active battle over there.
True, but we also do need to protect the docks here.
Yeah. So we've got 3. We need one more.
So, Luminita, who else is on the boat?
Nova.
I'm on the boat.
Nova,
I-
Luminita are on the boat.
Here, give me one
The
sec.
crew all starts boarding the boat.
We
You
need
guys
one more,
on the boat.
guys. Anyone? Anyone else?
Anyone else want what?
To come on the boat with us.
No, we will be fine. We will have 600 of the people. Keep the docks safe. Keep any fell beasts from taking them. And just have to be. No, we will have to be safe.
Okay.
Did not mean to
Keep going.
click the boat, my bad. Okay, so that's it. That's all the people that are on the boat.
I guess.
Yeah.
Alright. You guys... In a second. Alright, so everybody not on the boat, staying behind. What is the game plan for y'all?
Well, we know
then I
they're
guess-
coming in from the west, so I don't know. Can we get on this roof by any chance?
Which roof? Yeah, yeah, you can stack up some boxes and, not really. Although this map is upside down comparatively to the Compass Rose, because you guys are on the south bank right now. So the west
Oh,
would actually
right.
be the right
Be
side of the
this
screen.
side. Yeah. Okay.
Can we get an idea, maybe, if we even need to be protecting the docks? Like, they're a good
There are
distance.
distant sounds of battle, but they're rather echoey, and you do not actually.
I mean, we could all go initially, and somebody could come back. I guess with the first. Why don't we do that? Why don't we all go initially,
And
Yeah.
and then some people can come with the boat on the way back
and
and see if they need to stay or whatever.
and securing the dock on the enemy side is more important than the one that's not in active combat.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright, so you're all on the
Marius
boat.
going? Yeah, I guess I'll just get on the boat then.
Okay,
I actually want to fight.
everybody's on the boat. Where are you guys on the boat as it's starting to make its way across the river?
In the
Wherever
center.
I'm standing right now.
I'll hang out in the back.
Actually, I don't know if I grabbed your Marius's token.
Yeah.
No, you
Or-
didn't.
Or maybe I'll stand here holding.
Marius has fallen overboard.
I have I'm actually trained in navigation, and I have my bowstring. I think I'm gonna hang out at the front to take pot shots in case we need to.
Got it.
My bear has no token.
Also, when we're done with this game tonight, let me teach you how to auto-align things to the grid so it doesn't look like this.
Yeah, okay, deal.
You go. And are these actually ballistic?
Sure,
This is-
why not? The riverboat can have some ballistae. They are not finished, however.
Okay.
Would Hugo even know how to operate one?
You can try.
Point at enemy, click interface.
Yes, but how to? So he gets one shot
Yeah,
Yes.
basically.
if it's loaded already.
Let me look at the map again. You guys are going from the docks to... Okay. All right. Luminita, roll a perception.
Perception. God damn it. It's too dark for me to see still.
Yes.
Cast light on yourself.
I don't know if that. What's the radius for light? Like, how much vision does it actually give?
Not enough for what I'm having you roll for right now.
Okay, then don't worry about it. Oh, actually, let me see if I can metagame here a little. I will turn to either of the two people aside from me and see, are you able to see anything? My eyes aren't quite good enough.
They both seem to be looking rather close to the boat into the water, and they're like, no, the waterways look pretty clear for now. No bodies or anything yet.
Okay.
Yet.
Keyword.
And Hugo, so Marius goes, have you operated one of these things? Is this more than just a standard crossbow?
This is for the nerds. Siege engineers. We knights fight our enemies hand to hand.
Does
Or with
anybody...
bows if we have to.
Yes, turns.
No, sorry, give me a second. You guys are conversing. I just need to look at a thing on character sheets real quick. I really need to... I believe Luminita is the only...
Yeah, I just need you to give me more to work off of, maybe? Like,
No,
I don't know how that still
is
works.
all you
Okay.
know.
I will scurry off of this bow then to, who's piloting, or...
One of
Uh,
the ship
It's back
hands.
here.
I will hurry. So as I'm passing these two, because they're well, I'm like, something is wrong, very, very, very wrong, and I rush off. And I will come up to the captain and say, "We may need you to turn this boat at a moment's notice. No questions asked. Do you understand?"
Yes. What's wrong? I thought this was a simple pickup job.
I do not know yet, but I can tell you the stars have aligned and something is off, very off. And I say, if
Does
we
anybody
yell,
else have that I'm not aware of have Sixth Sense? I know Luminita has it.
I have magical sense.
Okay.
I do not have it
You
yet.
are magic. All right.
what would we? Let's have a safe word, guys. What would we need to yell if something is wrong?
Pineapple.
let's in fantasy world.
Heresy.
Pineapple's there.
Okay.
Everybody,
If I am,
you feel. Everybody feels a little, almost like you're standing in an electrical storm. The hair on everybody's arms is standing up on end, and everything feels a little staticky. And there is the sound of an electric pulse, and then the crack of thunder as a giant green lightning bolt flies horizontally above and past the bow of the boat, hitting the water and dissipating with small green flashes of light and electricity, coming from the far shore to the right, off from this direction.
Oh, hell no.
Alright, let's turn back around and forget these guys. Respectfully.
Is that like Skaven warp lightning?
It's green electricity.
That means.
It's a hell no.
It's I'm not built for that, and neither of none of y'all, so let's go.
Well,
Okay. I will. I'll tell him. Be ready at a moment's notice, and I will come back and be to them. And like, I have studied quite a bit about the Beastmen, and this is
the helmsman does yell over as you're beginning to walk away. He goes, "Ready for a moment's notice of what? We need to turn around. Whatever the hell is shooting at us."
Hang on, I'm gonna ignore him. And I am going to go back to the guys and be like, as I'm running, I'm like, group, please, anybody? Like to our people to like get them closer. And I'm like, I have studied Beastmen. I have studied horrors, and this is not Beastmen. This is Ratmen. This is the Skaven.
The Skaven are not real.
Rodents of unusual size. I don't think they exist.
I don't eat them.
I thought they were just like horror stories we told kids.
Do we have? If you guys are here, then can you move your characters? And if not,
The ones that are nearby.
well, I was calling for people as I was running back to you guys. I don't know who actually would come.
I would come.
Okay. I'm like,
welcome.
you can.
I have experience with Skaven.
You are welcome to be as naive as you like, but they are real and they are a threat, a very high threat.
Well, it's definitely a threat. I agree with that.
Yeah,
what would Skaven be doing with
but also
Beastmen?
Skaven are cowardly. If we put up a good enough fight.
But what would Skaven be doing with Beastmen?
Another green lightning bolt sails just over the ship.
Can
Whatever
we see
the
where
heck
it's
is-
coming from?
The far
Now that
shore
we-
to the right.
Could we like actually look over there though, like to see if we can see anything?
You don't. It's too far. It's coming from 400 or 500 meters away.
Should we fight this? It could be a much larger threat than the Beastmen ever held.
If we
We could go back and warn them.
Well, we could drive the Ostermarkians to that place. See if we can drive this fell artillery away.
So how does everyone like that plan? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
Pick up a squadron and go fight that threat.
Sure.
A squadron
The
of 80.
helmsman yells out,
Ah.
"We're about a minute out from shore now."
Okay.
Is it only coming from the one direction?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So are we okay with that plan?
Yeah, if
Pick up
there's only one, let's take it out now.
I'll run
'cause-
back up. I'll
Y'all
wait.
want to go fight that?
Wait, do we want to pick up a squad of 80 people first and then go fight it? Or
Yes.
just
100 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will run back up and say, please continue. We will load up 80 and then you will go 500 meters to that shore over there. It may be scary, very scary, but
Well,
I
I
need you
think
to-
that we should probably just stay on the land.
Let's have
uh,
the 600 go.
wait, are we going to the left bank or the right bank? I'm so confused.
I'll pull up the map real quick.
Yeah, I just don't
Sure.
understand where everything is in relation.
Let's
I'm
take
sorry.
people have to visualize.
All is good. You guys are crossing the river by the docks here. The shot is coming
Oh,
from
we can't
somewhere
see it.
down here.
We can't see it. We can't see it.
You've got a
Oh,
hold in ping.
Shh, hush.
Okay. Oh.
I know. Got ahead of myself. Okay, you guys are leaving from the docks here. The
Yep.
shot is coming from the far bank somewhere over here.
By the bridge.
Yes, in the
Okay.
direction of the bridge from you guys.
Okay, so what if we can... I mean, we're already almost across. We can get a squad of people to go down and check it out, yes?
Yeah, I think we just walk down
Yeah.
the road,
I think that
not take.
we should
the
take the
right.
whole contingent and push through, destroy the artillery, and then retake the bridge and cross back on the bridge.
We
Yes.
can... After we see what's going on over there, we could look at that option. Until then, let's tell the dockmaster or whoever the hell's driving the ship, stay docked until further notice.
Actually, I was about to recommend, instead of docking the boat, we leave the boat in the center away from shore, and we take the life rafts, or whatever the fuck you call them, and paddle to shore ourselves.
And just have them have the boat try and return.
Well, the
back.
dwarf doesn't like that.
It will be a sitting
Get
duck.
into a smaller, less stable boat.
Yes.
The ship will be a sitting duck to that.
Yeah, we should
Like
have
it.
it dock. I don't think it's gonna help it any sitting out in the middle.
Or at the very least,
Drop us off and go back, maybe. I'm not sure.
or drop
We
off.
wait for a
boats that
signal.
Go.
Oh, you know what? My light. You said it's a river. If we can do a signal, we can do a signal flare. Like we can light something and throw it, like chuck it in the air to like as a flare. You know, that way they can see it. And if we do that, like
Shoot an arrow into the sky. Or
yeah,
above.
like a lit one, and that'll let them know that they can leave. Or and if they don't see that, they should stay. Yes. No, maybe.
I like-
Sure. I think it's
Okay.
fine.
I will let him know that what I just said then to stay until they see the signal, and if they see the signal, they can flee.
He goes, yeah, that sounds about right. I ain't moving until whatever the heck is taking shots at me isn't anymore. And then everybody hears the loud crash and splintering of wood as a bolt hits the front of the ship.
Have we not docked already?
No, you
Nope.
guys were approaching.
Alright, get in the life rafts.
No. We're almost there. Like literally just off the bank.
Well, if the ship sinks, it'll take the life rafts with it. So we need to disconnect them now so we can utilize them too.
Was it superficial or was it?
It is definitely not superficial, as the front of
Oh.
the boat is now shrouded in fire as the green lightning rips through it and statically charges pretty much everything.
Oh, we're definitely doing the bridge plan now.
Yep.
And
This is what I get for wanting to steal a boat.
Yep. And the worst part is that we cannot put out Skaven fire with water.
Nope.
Well, is it on Skaven fire or is it?
No, it
It's
is
green.
a rather mundane
Regular
looking fire.
Oh, okay. You said green.
No, the green lightning, it dissipates
Okay.
across the deck of the boat.
Just making
However, the wood that it impacted does immediately catch and is catching fast and hard. And the dock workers that are not combatants typically on the boat immediately panic and begin running towards one of the rafts. The ones that
So do we.
get immediately killed.
All right, let's get out of here. Fuck.
agreed.
Now, where's the other raft? Oh, it's on this side. Oh, can the bear swim or does? Oh man, I
hope
don't
the
think
bear
the bear.
can swim.
Yeah, I don't think he can fit in the raft with us.
All right, to the raft. Get in the raft.
Mishka.
Wharf.
We're gonna have to buddy up in here, guys. It's gonna be a tight fit.
All right.
But-
You all do make it into the raft with almost no problems. And as the raft hits the water, you guys push off from the boat and begin rowing. And as you guys are rowing away from the large ship, whatever was shooting at you obviously is far enough away with no real knowledge of what it's shooting at that another lightning bolt arcs in and impacts the center of the large ship. And it splits in half and rapidly begins sinking into the water, leaving just your two life rafts bobbing in the river. However, the second life raft with the civilians on it seems to have turned back towards the safety of the walls rather than continuing the trip to finish their way across the river with you guys.
Cowards.
I don't blame them at all. They're peasants.
I wouldn't die for this either.
I hope your father is prepared to pay for that.
If not, I just won't come back to this city. It won't be the first time. Won't be the last.
We're gonna borrow the boat for just a minute.
You gave the Lord your name.
Yeah. Hence why I won't come back to the city if my daddy doesn't pay for it. Duh.
Okay.
I am a young adult. Consequences aren't real, okay?
That sounds about right. And
Maybe.
with that note of you guys approaching the far shore, we will call it.
Oh.
I know, you guys didn't have the opportunity to
Do anything.
take part in a real combat today because you all decided to go your own direction, and the 4 pages of prepared options I had were all thrown away in favor of making shit up as you go along.
To be
But
fair,
it was
you
fun.
knew from the beginning that we wanted to do something with the boats.
I put it in the chat.
I did not expect you to jump on the boat because of what happened. So this is fun, and it will be even more fun next week for me.
Do we make it across to the other shore at least?
You guys are making it across the other shore, and we will pick up next week with you guys setting foot onto the far shore among the Ostlanders. And then figuring out what the hell shot at you, how the hell to stop it, and how the hell to get back to safety.
Hell yeah.
And we just push out and go to Kislev.
Feels like every time that we do something, we do something that you're not ready for, and then it's like everyone dies.
That's because that's the answer.
That's
It's
how
because
the
he's
world of
usually
Warhammer works.
safe.
Everybody always dies. But I actually find that mildly offensive coming from you, Michael, because your party lost, what, 1 character in its entire campaign? So everybody dies is a bit of a stretch.
Something about a little warp portal. Like, well, I wasn't expecting you guys to go into the warp portal.
Yeah.
I think Alyssa needs to defend that choice because I had nothing to do with that, honestly.
I don't know what you're talking about. That never happened.
There you
It's
go.
different.
You see, it didn't happen. You're making stuff up again.
Just
This-
blaming
agree.
Dorothea for
This feels
things.
This does feel like the warp portal time, part 2.
It
It
shouldn't.
kinda
It's
does.
actually very different. This boat was going to get hit by green lightning, and my plan was for you guys to be standing on the wall watching it from 700 meters away. Y'all just decided to get in the boat.
I really wanted to steal a boat.
So, really, it's your guys' own fault, because in seeking to make Kurt go to the wall instead of you guys, while you guys went to the boat instead of him, you guys actually made it safer for him. Good job.
We're helping.
Boo.
You better at least make him lose a finger or something, okay? Like some petty injury. If you're not gonna kill him off.
He was going to be
Yeah.
very not happy about being on the boat when it got struck by green lightning.
Well, we know that.
Yeah, he would have had like a heroic eye patch, all
I mean,
that.
yeah, in our defense, there was not even a single sign of Skaven previously, so.
No,
And
that is
Beastman would
weird,
be
isn't it?
incapable of actually hitting a boat.
Where's Joshua when we're actually fighting the Skaven?
Right?
Useless.
Right?
Right?
Things got suddenly much more interesting. In the interim, everybody gains, I'll say, 150 experience.
Oh,
Woo.
Partially to make up, you guys didn't really have a lot of, any combat today, so you all got a lot of roleplay in, and y'all moved along pretty well. Your guys' original plan for defending the city is shot, but we'll figure out next week how well you all improvise.
That's what I do every day.
Hopefully we do
Yeah.
not die.
That'd be fine.
All right. With that, I will call it a night, end the stream. Wish you all a good night. I, of course, as always, will be sitting in this channel for a little bit longer while I start working on the session log and making sure that the video is done up correctly. So, for anybody watching the video either in a stream now or YouTube in the future, thank you for watching. Thank you for partaking in our adventure. And for players and viewers, I'll see you all next week.
Bye.